Well, good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio. Welcome to all Jack Thompson Burns to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Foxy on the panel. It's Bridgeman and Port Bear. Evening, boys.
Evening, mate. How we doing? Hope you're well. You all right, Bridgeman?
Absolutely brilliant. Can I just say a big good evening to you two guys? Huge good evening to the guys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans that are listening in all over the world. Welcome to Rangers Radio and Burns Night.
Yeah. Did you go for the tradition, Bridge, or did you?
I did not actually. No, I didn't. But no, I'm not great. I don't really like the old haggis, but I like Burns. You know, I like Burns. Right. Oh, I always remember my old granny used to say, you know, when the grandfather had been drunk the night before or something, we were up visiting, she used to say, "Oh, what the poor the gift he gives to see yourself as others sees, and he should be looking in the mirror."
Do you know what that means, Pope Bear?
Do you want to translate it?
the old granny was good at it. She knew quite a lot about Burns.
Oh dear. Foxy's a big fan of Burns. Carpet Burns round the wrist.
Oh goodness, poor old Fox.
How are you, Port? All right?
Very well, mate. I am good. Good. Surviving. Still alive, so...
That's the main thing, mate.
Aye,
everybody's
exactly.
safe in the Port world.
Everybody's safe in here, mate. Aye, all brand new.
Brilliant. No, listen, obviously we've been on the last couple of nights talking about our manager, Steven Gerrard, but I think before we go any further, Port, I think it's only right that we get the view from the bridge. What do you think, mate?
Oh, 100%. Let's hear for your gaffer.
Right,
the bridge.
Listen to that.
I'm on mute.
Mate.
Welcome to A View from the Bridge on this Rabbi Burns night. And some him eat and can eat, and some he need and want it. We him eat and we can eat, so let the Lord be thanked. That was a toast to the haggis. So anyway, on to it. A View from the Bridge. Manager Steven Gerrard, MBE, took charge of his 150th game for Rangers. Congratulations, well done to him. A tremendous 5-0 result for the famous on Saturday against Ross County at Ibrox. Deservedly so. One of the most pleasing games of their season so far. Brilliant performance from all the players. I have to say that the condition of our pitch makes me a little sad. Should be a top-notch pitch for a top team. Hopefully the board will get this sorted in order that we can perform well in every home game. Rangers started with what looked like a standard 4-3-3 formation and playing a high press. Excuse me. On 6 minutes, Tav floated a lovely cross towards the back post, and Morelos got in between the two central defenders and got his head to the ball and directed it back high towards Kent, who got a beautiful header in and in off the far post. Superb. 1-0 to the famous. Absolutely marvellous. On 12 minutes, Morelos robbed a Ross County defender and headed straight for the penalty box and was caught and fouled by the defender as he tried to get his shot in. A definite penalty which Tav took and unfortunately missed. On 13 and a half minutes, a corner to the Rangers on the left, taken by Tav and played short to Hadji, who returned the ball to Tav, and Tav had a brilliant cross, which was flicked by Aribo close to the near post and went across the face of the goal and past the far post. Wow, that was close. Hard lines, Aribo. On 15 minutes, a throw in for Ross County, 10 yards from the corner flag on the left, and the ball broke to Davis, who pushed a great pass to Aribo, who sidestepped into the box and squared to Tav, who then turned a lovely pass to Kent on the edge of the box, who hit a superb left foot shot which beats the keeper and hits the right post and comes out and hits the keeper on the back of the legs and out for a corner. Unbelievable. Keeper didn't know where he was. A great attempt there. The corner was taken by Tav and headed out for another corner to Rangers. On 15 and a half minutes, a corner taken by Tav over to the back post was cleared out for a throw into Rangers, taken by Goldson to Kent, back to Goldson, who played a wall pass to Kent, and on to Hadji, who was barged to the ground by the Ross County defender. Not for the first time. On 15 and a half minutes, a corner taken by Tav over to the back post was cleared out for a throw into Rangers. Oh, sorry, I've already said that one. On 17 minutes, a free kick is taken by Borna, which is cleared. 20 minutes, Rangers are in total control of this game. On 27 minutes, a crossfield pass from Morelos to Tav, who takes a few steps in, has a shot from 25 yards, which is deflected by the defender and out for a corner on our left. This is taken by Borna, who crosses a fabulous ball for Helander to meet perfectly with his head and into the net. 2-0 to the famous. That was a great goal. Great goal. Excuse me. Excuse me. On 38 minutes, Ariba loses the ball in midfield and the ball falls to Ollie Shaw, who gets in a shot and from around 20 yards, maybe 25 yards, which goes just wide of our left post for a goal kick. On 31 minutes, Hadji wins the ball on the right and sprints for the box, but was barged to the ground again, just outside the box, winning a free kick, which was taken by Borna and saved by the keeper. On 35 minutes, Hadji loses the ball in midfield to Vigers, who takes three steps and has a go from about 70 yards out. The ball was easily picked out by McGregor at the edge of our area, but well done, good try for him. On 36.3 minutes, Kent sends a lovely ball to Tav out on our right, who plays a cracking pass down the wing for Aribo, who gathers the ball near the byline. He turns back and swears past the defender and into the box. He outwits another defender and swears a fabulous shot from into the net off the inside of the far post. What a brilliant piece of football by Aribo and a great goal. 3-0 to the famous. On 44 minutes, the ball breaks to Hadji, who gathers and has a great shot at goal, which was just too high and wide. Good try, Hadji. Half time, 3-0 to the famous. On 45 and a half minutes, Patton gets a great pass from Shaw and has a great shot, which beats our keeper all ends up and hits the inside of our left-hand post and out to safety. That was very close, Rangers, very close. I think that Hadji is getting barged to the ground every time he gets the ball. No protection from the ref. And 48 and a half minutes, a tremendous pass into the box from Borna, finds Morelos, who controls the ball and spins his defender and gets a low shot that was saved by the keeper. Not a bad save either. Hard luck, Alfie. And 51 minutes, a lovely pass by Davies is met by Kent, who tries another header but didn't connect correctly. Good play, but no luck. On 53 minutes, a lovely pass by Davies. And 53 minutes, a free kick on our left to Ross County, finds the head of Jacobiti. I can't even pronounce his name right. And the header beats our keeper and bounces off the bar. Unbelievable. Very close again, Rangers. We weren't anywhere near that ball. Nowhere near it. On 53 and a half minutes, Morelos gets his right foot shot from outside the box and it just misses the right hand post. So at 61 minutes, substitutions. Ryan Kent replaces Stephen Davis. Bongani Zungu replaces Glenn Kamara. 62 minutes substitution. Rangers Cedric Itten replaces Joe Aribo. Jermaine Defoe replaces Alfredo Morelos. On 63 minutes, Zungu releases Kent. Excuse me. To accelerates away towards the halfway line. However, a County defender tries to take him out with the worst of all lunges. The ref allowed play to go on and booked the defender when the ball went out of play. Absolutely dreadful referee. He should have seen red there. Apparently, he's on loan from our enemy across the city and it was only signed that day. Incredible stuff. And 66 minutes, brilliant interplay by Rangers. I think it was 17 passes, but somebody said they saw 19. I'll say 19, it makes it better, doesn't it? 19 passes. Ryan Jack hits his left foot shot from the centre of the box to the bottom right-hand corner after a brilliant pass from Hadji 4-0 to the famous. On 70 minutes, substitution Rangers Nathan Patterson replaces James Tavernier. On 79 minutes, or 78.3 minutes, should I say, Ryan Jack receives a pass from Nathan Patterson, hits a right-footed shot just outside the box to the bottom corner, saved by the keeper, unlucky. On 81 minutes, a great corner by Borna sees Goldson getting his head to the ball and into the net. 5-0 to the famous. Full time, final score 5-0. This result now puts us 65 points from 23 games played. We are 23 points clear at the top of the league with a goal difference of 58. Player by player. McGregor, I gave him 8. Tavernier 7 because he got taken off, but it wasn't 100% of the thing. Goldson 8, Helander 8, Barisic 9, Aribo 8, Davis 8, Kamara 8, Hadji 8, Morelos 8, and Kent 9. Man of the match, special mentions and man of the match, Kent, man of the match, closely followed by Borna. Possessions, match stats. Possessions 70% Rangers, 30% Ross County. Shots 28 Rangers, 7 Ross County. Shots on target 11 Rangers, 2 for Ross County. Corners 11 for Rangers, 2 for Ross County. And fouls 12 for Rangers and 11 for Ross County. And I cannot believe that last stat. I just can't believe that we had more fouls than them. Anyway, that's the end of A View from a Bridge.
Right, just a wee typo there, Bridge. We've got 69.69.
69, I do apologise, yes. Let me just look.
69 points. Port Bear.
What can I say? Well done, Bridge, man. That was great. Oxford, a great team performance at the weekend. Best I've seen us probably since we're early form when we went and stretched that big lead. There was pace, there was power. No slow start by Rangers on Saturday. They just seemed to go. The high press, mate, with the power, and for the Gaffer's 150th game. I hope that's the same things to come for the next few weeks. And it's not just a one after a wee thank you to the manager. But Ibrox is becoming a fortress again, mate. We're very, very difficult to beat. I'm not going to take any away from Ross County. John uses teams, mate. They have he had a go. They did a part of the play. They had a couple of chances, like Bridgeman said in his view for a Bridge. And it allowed us to play as well, I think. But don't take anything away from this result, guys, because remember, they beat Aberdeen 4-1. They beat Hibs not so long ago either. And I know the results have been up and down lately, but they're a difficult team to beat Oxford under John Hughes.
No, that's the first time we took more than 2 goals after them. Obviously, you're right, mate. They beat Aberdeen and Hibs in the last 5 weeks, mate. So, they're arguably no reverse team in the league. But look, it was all about us and how we played. And I'm going to say something, Bridge. Somebody else, we could have 10 different colours tonight, and apart from Alan McGregor, you could arguably give everybody man of the match, including all the back four for different reasons. I thought it was a fantastic team performance with individuals, some playing near the top of the game. As a team, I think it was a 9 out of 10 performance, but I don't think there was any 9 out of 10s in it. I thought it was fabulous, the movement, the all working for each other, the pace we started out, the positive with the boys sitting forward. It looked to me as if Aribo, Port Bear and Kent had 3 roles.
What he done, mate, in my opinion, if you notice, yeah. If you look what he did, I mean, for the very off, Morelos chases down the right back, and he's chasing down the right back, he's chasing down the left back. Morelos has not been doing that lately. And then you've got effectively, like you're touching on, 3 10s, aren't you? It's like 3 10s interchanging. Aribo, Hadji and Kent. They can go anywhere they want, which creates a lot of movement in front of a back 4 or 5, how many they've got. Oxford, you played the game, mate. Imagine seeing that movement in front of you when you're trying to communicate with your teammates to say, right, who's picking who up? You can't just follow them all over the pitch. You've just got to defend your zone, probably. They come into your zone.
Passing people alone doesn't always work, does it?
No, does it? No, it doesn't, mate. It does not. And that's where I found Ross County had major difficulty, mate. They didn't know who to pick up because the movie was excellent. They were absolutely amazing, mate. And that high press was superb. First I've seen it for weeks.
Yeah, hopefully you're right with it. That's the sign of things to come. I thought the goals, some lovely goals. Obviously, the one at Jack's grabbing the headlines, but the first goal, the finish by Kent, but the awareness of Morelos. Here's a question for you, Portman, Bridgeman, after you, mate. Could Morelos, would he have been able to do that when he joined the club? Did he have that awareness?
No, definitely no. 100% he didn't have that in his game. He didn't, if you remember when he first signed to the club, he was a goal machine, mate. And he was very good. He used to just turn away for defenders or turn away for his teammates and just have a crack at goal for anywhere. But now he's got, as you're touching on, awareness in his game. He's bringing other people into play. He's got a pass, which he never had as well. And that header, he's got big against. They've marked him correctly to the law of the book. One in front, one behind. And they've marked him up, and he's managed to get up between the middle of them and knock it back for Kent, who's stooped and done his wee dolphin header, I called it.
I don't think you can believe when that went in.
No, you see his face, sort of, couldn't you? He turned on his face, like, wow. Aye, but it was a good finish. Their keeper was excellent the weekend, mate. He kept up before being a cricket score. But it was a great finish by Ken, mate. You're right. Yep.
Bridgeman. All right, we'll come back to him. He'll be having a nap after the view for the bridge.
No, I'm here.
Takes a lot of
the last, the last point Stato made there, Port. You know that you were saying there. All I was going to say, I can't record. It's gone now. It's just gone. Sometimes it just sweeps away for you. I think that overall our team were absolutely superb. Put on a great game of football. And the last point you made about their goalkeeper, we made that goalkeeper. And we do it with nearly every time we're really, really good. The goalkeepers always have a good game. Not saying they're bad for us. They're having a great game because they're getting a lot of shots in when we're playing well. Getting a lot of shots in, a lot of headers coming into them, so that they're active. And he made, I don't know how many, I never get any stats on how many saves he made.
He had obviously saved the penalty. He had to save Aribo, the back heel at the front post.
Jack's second chance.
Jack's second chance. They were three good saves that he did for his team. So there's 3 goals easily, and then there was, he wasn't really at fault for any of the goals, the guy.
No. That was 5-0 going on. Easily could have been 7, 8, 9, 10 if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm. All right, so it's time to get the phone lines opened. If people want to join us, what's the number, Bridge?
The number's 0141 356 1972.
Or join us at Skype at RangersRadio.online. We brought in the call with Fox and Old School Blue. If you phone in, hang up, and we will bring you into the conversation. Port Bear, loads to talk about. Loads happening with the club, eh?
Aye, it's been busy. The club's been very, very busy, mate. I think basically that they're looking forward for the future, and that's in, obviously there's transfer talk, Oxford, there's the new website. There's loads happening, mate. The club's prepping itself, which I think it needs to be. I'm a big advocate for, we need to be thinking really seriously about being a self-sustaining club that's built and ready for, you touched on this loads of times in the show, Oxford, for your kids and your grandkids. It's for the future, to pass on the baton, so all the youngsters out there get, to love Rangers the way we have all our lives. So I know the club's right on top of things at the moment, mate, and I'm glad.
I don't know if you picked up that the day Bridge signing players were the website, extending contracts, a new app coming online, everything. So positive, mate. Last call for the Bridge. I told you I had to
I get caught out with the new website. I went in to have a look at the game again, and I couldn't get in. So, unfortunately, people like Old School got a text off of him what to do and so on and so forth. So we kind of follow the rules that was set out, and we managed to get logged on, but not happy with it was there. But never mind, we got on, so I'm very impressed with it. It looks really good. So we'll see how it goes on in a few days' time. Let's see what it looks like. Now, I made a point on the thing about the pitch. I think our pitch for the club that we are and all the good things that we're saying, and I know we played really well in the weekend, but sometimes that ball was bobbling, and I don't know how bad the pitch is because we don't get seeing it because we're not in. Sometimes we see it better through the telly, but really and truly, I think we should have a far better pitch than that. That's the last 2 seasons, or over the last 3 seasons, was about the second pitch. That's the second pitch we've had. So we need to get, next time we better get a better one. Keep away from the barras.
I don't know if obviously the expert, Fox is for grass expert, but if we get it, I don't know if it's the way the sun hits the stadium or the way, you know, or it can't be avoided, but hopefully we can get it in a better state than that going forward. You know, it's not exactly had a lot of heavy traffic on it. You know?
No, you're right, aye.
Right, okay. Hopefully we get some people in any time now. So, aye, really pleased. Port Bear, really pleased. I came out the way. Actually extended my lead and put 5 goals into the goal difference. For nearly double what the team behind us is for goals. Unbelievable.
The club's going from strength to strength, Oxford, and I mean this year we were all worried about the second half of the season dip.
Sorry, but the person you've called
now you're just
isn't
looking at it and
available
going
at the
like
moment.
that,
Why not leave it?
where is it? Everything just happened so good. The teams clicked through even the busy December, busy January we had. Everybody waited till the next stumble Rangers were going to have, but it never came last year. Because this year I believe there's something different about the squad. There's definitely character. They're definitely all there for each other. There's something special happening at Ibrox right now, Oxford, and I'm glad. I'm really glad that it's finally working out because I think Rangers smell blood and they're going for it, and I'm so glad that's in our team.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic to see Ryan Jack back on the park, and God, did he make an impression? He was everywhere. That's
the player you've got, Oxford, and I don't think sometimes you don't appreciate something until you've not got it. And I think that's what you've seen at the weekend. That boy's been dying to get back into the team, obviously, and been held back by our gaffer because you've got to manage his injury, etc. But what a cameo, mate! How do you not pick him for the start now? The next game coming up for Rangers, because that's the sort of cameo you want to have, a half hour, 40 minutes, whatever he was on. That's the sort of impact you want to have. A goal all over the place, make yourself look busy and make it, put yourself in the gaffer's thoughts, mate, definitely.
Here, mate, here.
I think he's a set to start, isn't he? He'll be a set to start on Wednesday, I would think.
It looks that way, mate, but it depends what reaction he has in your sports side.
Oh, yes, of course. Yeah.
Yes, you know what I mean?
Provided there's no injuries, I think Ryan Kent deserves to go on as well.
On that table, rub down with a bit of sandpaper and off you go.
Oh, my God. What did they call that nippy stuff they put on your muscles? Like horse rats. What's the name of it again? Oh, my God.
The oil.
Ralgex?
No, it was before Ralgex.
Horse liniment.
Horse liniment. I didn't leather that on it. Oh, my God. You'd have spring off the table or off the grass if you were lying in it. Magic sponge.
When he used to pass the ball to Bridgie, we'd go, nay.
It was incredible. No, I agree with you. I'm awfully excited, guys. I think our team look absolutely tremendous. They actually look tremendous, and they played tremendous. And think of the guys that we've put out there and the guys that were sitting on our bench, and you don't know what was the stronger. When you look at name-wise, you look at them, how good they're playing. So you get 6 or 7 people on the bench that could easily walk into that first team and probably not make it. You'll not notice the difference. Just
seamless, mate. Seamless. Well, we'll be joined by Blue Star, who's no seamless. No, your first time on Blue Star, is it? Is this your first time?
All timer like you now, Ox.
No difficult. Phone in, hang up, and we will phone you back. If you keep phoning, we can't phone you.
Ox, it's doing my nut, and I tell you for ages now, I've had a brand new laptop now for, oh gosh, it must be a right few months, and I can't get MD in the house because of my mother to show me exactly what to do. You know what I mean? And you can't do it on the phone. I can't. I don't have the know-how.
Don't worry. Once the lockdown's finished, we'll send my technical expert up. Mr. Bridge will come up and sort you out.
Well, that would be brilliant. Right, Ox, 2 points.
By the way, it was Winter Green. Winter Green was the Liniment Bridge. Right, on you go.
2 points, Ox, and that's a laugh. That see that liniment you're talking about. We all remember that. But Bridgeman's right. That was like paint stripper and Nitramorse is what it was like in my trade. Right, Ox. The point you just the tail end there. You mentioned Jack. When you says he was everywhere, was it no amazing to hear our manager Stevie G talking about the way he waxed lyrical about Jack? Now, that was a kind of a bit out of his normal comfort zone for our manager. But he went on and on about him because he must have been mega impressed.
He's a teacher's pet, mate. He's a teacher's pet. Gerard rates him.
Yeah.
I don't know who was on the show, Blue Star. I can't remember who said it, that if Stevie G did leave at this moment in time, somebody said it a while ago that about taking Jack to Liverpool, and people mocked it, and I thought at the time, okay, I don't think he's ready, but when you've seen him in international football, European football, and you're seeing what he does, and the manager rates him, wow,
absolutely.
It was Andy Collins,
right.
Ox, you're bang on. I mean, he really went on and on. And as I say, we can have a laugh in jargon the way we all speak. But the one thing I'm mega impressed, and you know yourself, I've said this from day one, the way Gerard speaks to the press, for me, I'm serious. I've never heard a manager like him. I think his vocabulary, every way he puts it across, the guy's right on the money all the time. But the way that he went on about Jack, he mentioned his movement. He didn't know exactly how many passes it was for the goal, etc. But I think you've maybe hit a nail on the head there. He's obviously a massive admirer of him. The other one, Ox, was this. I was thinking about this today when I was doing a rerun of the game. How many players has our manager brought in? Now, he's brought in a few, right? The biggest, obviously, the most money that he spent is on Kent. Now, I don't know about yourself. I think I'd heard Brian Kent's name mentioned once before we brought him in. Once. That certainly wasn't on his ability on the football part, because to me, he was basically an unknown. I think he was an unknown to most days. So if you take that into account, Ox, every player our manager has brought in has been basically, certainly not a big name, but certainly basically not a big player for any team that they've been with. If you take that into account and you see how he's manoeuvred them into how they're playing in our team, is that no testament to our manager's ability? Because he's not bringing in big names that have already been playing in high leagues and they've played so many games, etc. You think of Kamara, you think even, I mean, if you're thinking of players that had played at the highest level, obviously you've got to mention Davis, because Davis was still playing in the Premier League. But he's brought in a load of guys that most days haven't even heard of, and he's manoeuvred them into our side. And the way we're playing football, the way we can play football, it's like Bridge says, the football's absolutely amazing. Yeah. As I say yesterday, Ox, the last time I spoke to you, Ox, I was mentioning about we were struggling a wee bit to a certain extent with our strikers scoring goals. Flipping Nora. Look at yesterday. 5 different goal scorers. Absolutely incredible.
None of our strikers scored. Itten, Morelos and Defoe in the park, and none of them scored. We scored 5 goals.
Exactly. So if you take all that into account, see the way he's bringing in. I mean, there's another. These 3 guys we're talking about them now. 2 for Birmingham and Bournemouth, and the guy for Aberdeen. I'm being honest with you, that guy in Aberdeen, I can't even tell you what like he was, because I've never ever noticed him on the park.
No.
Our manager must be doing some amount of work behind the scenes. He's got to be, Ox, because he's bringing in guys that we've never heard of, and they're slotting right in.
I think the manager would be the first to tell you Port Bern, you can remember this, the manager would be the first to agree that he's got a team off the park as well as on the park. When he's come into the club, he's put people in positions, into analysts, coaches, etc., Port Bern, that he wanted to build us. And by the way, you say, we've not brought any big names. That boy from Bournemouth, Bridgeman will pronounce it after we go his full name. That's a big name. Port Bern.
Aye, definitely, Oxford. I think when Gaffer first came into the club, I think he made sure, first of all, he had his backroom staff in, and then obviously Ross Wilson was appointed just after him as well. So I think that tie-up, along with Ross Wilson, has allowed him to, become... Ross Wilson's a great name for himself doing it at Southampton, when it came to scouting players, etc., and getting the right player in for cheap to sell on, etc. But I think what's harmed there, Oxford, is, like Blue Star saying, he seems to be able to have that knack, mate, of getting the best out of what he's got, if that makes sense. So it doesn't matter what your name is or who you are, whether you're coming up like Kent, young player, learning his trade, or whether you're a player but they're taking Ryan Jack on a free and he's only got to know Jack through joining Rangers and he's got the best out of Ryan Jack. Because let's all be honest, none of us thought Ryan Jack was as good as he is. I mean, if we're telling the truth here, I think Ryan Jack's a cracking player, and he's proven me wrong. I didn't think he'd make it at Rangers, so I'm glad to eat my words. Really, really am.
I have to say, I thought Ryan Jack was a bee's knees when we bought him. I was ever so pleased when we bought him in. I got a couple of injuries, but my goodness, you saw him yesterday. I saw Saturday, just fantastic. And that's not the first time he's done that. He's come on and played really, really well, carried the midfield forward and made goals, scored goals. Just brilliant. A great player to have in your team.
All right, we completed 617 passes at the weekend there. Brilliant, mate. The last time that team from across the city done that, Scott Brown was on Mastermind. Anyway, we've been joined by Darren. Evening, Darren.
Evening, panel. How we doing?
All right, Dan.
All right, mate. You've got a bug for this, haven't you?
Oh, I've got a bug
for this.
Turn the show
off, Darren. Turn the show off.
Wait a minute.
All right. Oh, you'll get the hook.
Show's after, man. Show's after.
Right, carry on, mate. Floor's all yours.
You didn't think Ryan Jack was injured the way he came on Saturday? He just carried that midfield forward, eh?
I just thought his attitude was superb. He never hid away. You think when people come back, you've got to get over the mental side. Port Bear never looked like anything, did it? Great time to come on, of course. Port.
Aye, 100%, mate. When you look at it, you've been injured before. Your first tackle, your first sprint, is always the scariest one because you don't know how you're going to react. But it's well documented, isn't it? Our gaffer's got a programme in place, work behind with the analysts and the medical men, and they work on Jack regular, mate. So he's wrapped up in cotton wool. He's looked after at our club, and I think we're getting the best out of him because we look after him. The only thing I'm worried about with Jack, mate, is he's a wee bit older, is the international side of things. I think he's going to make a decision where it's either Rangers or Rangers in Scotland, and I think he needs to really consider, maybe after the Euros, mate, I'll go to the Euros and you'll go and do well for yourself. But after the Euros, I think he should seriously consider retiring from international football to make his Rangers career last longer.
Mm-hmm. Well, Bridge done that. He retired from international football and extended his career.
Can I just come in there, Oxford, because I have to agree with Port Bear there. That was a wonderful statement. I said that when he went to Scotland the first time. I don't want to stop any player going and playing for his country if that's the way he feels. But for me, in all honesty, I don't want to see any player going to play in Scotland because they will get injured. They will get injured because their coaches, the Scottish coaches, always bringing in players and always trying to get players to do something naughty and things like that. And end up getting catching themselves out. That's what I feel.
Listen, obviously we don't want to get carried away, and he's only played half an hour of football. We know we missed him, but we didn't miss him in the first half, Darren. You know what I mean? He wasn't on the park, and we were pretty good in the first half as well.
We didn't miss him first half, but when he came on, he was good. He was good to the team, and it was good to see, James Tavernier, getting subbed and getting a wee break because he's played every single game.
Do you think Alfie's been coaching Tav how to come off when he gets subbed? He didn't look happy either, did he?
Didn't look happy, but I think a wee bit of rest. Know what I mean?
I think Tav's carrying an injury. I think he's carrying an injury.
Do you think he's carrying an injury, Bridge?
Pal, yeah, I do. He's you can see his game starting to wibble a wee bit, and maybe the missing the penalty again. He's maybe thinking to himself, "Oh my, no again," There was a couple of times he got himself involved a wee bit, and no.
I think the only thing he tripped to was his lip, mate, because he missed the penalty.
I like conviction, Ox, didn't it?
Exactly, exactly. Something all right.
No, I don't. I think Tav will take the next one.
Aye.
Plus, you must remember, Tav and Goldson, they've never ever really had a break. They've been constant. So obviously your form's going to dip now and again. You know what I mean?
I think Goldson gets paid by the minute on the pitch.
Teacher's pay again.
No, I don't think he's got a weekly wage. I think he gets paid by the minutes he's on the pitch.
Probably right. Probably.
141 games. Ox, 141 games out of manager's 150. So he's only missed 9 games.
I've got to take my hat off to Southside, mate. Southside spotted there was a player long before anyways.
I've been a big fan of his, and I think you can see now he's the most steady player in our team. Sometimes he has a bit of odd wobble here and there, but really and truly, you see him coming out and he runs and runs and runs. He takes it off McGregor and he runs and he goes straight into the opposition half. And you think to yourself, where are the other centre halves that do that? I couldn't be bothered doing that.
I told you touched the ball 3 times.
He's a right enough, Fox. I mean, let's be honest. See the first season, you said yourself, I remember you saying it, Goldson made quite a lot of mistakes. We all said it, and there was quite a few, if we're being honest, and we think back, we wanted him out the team and another player brought in. But if you watched it in Rangers TV and Saturday Ox, when it went to Hateley, and Hateley mentioned about some players can be great players and they come to this club and it just doesn't happen for them. And he happened to say, he says, it took me more than a season, he says, for me to get used to playing for Glasgow Rangers. And I think sometimes we forget that, or we don't forget. We automatically think when a player comes in, that's it, he's got to be the player that we know that he can be, and it just doesn't always happen like that. It takes a player sometimes time to find their feet, as you know what I mean? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And you come, Darren, and you come before we bring Jordan in. Good to see the young team in. Me, Darren and Jordan.
What do you think of the young White? What do you think he'll bring to the team?
Say that? Oh, young Wright. That's a good question, mate. I'm in the Blue Star club with this one. I was speaking to an Aberdeen supporter yesterday who told us that he's a nice football player, but he flits in and out of games a lot. But obviously, once again, I'm going to Port Beveris. The coaching staff must have seen something that we've not seen, because he's never stood out when we played them.
No, I agree with you 100%, mate. I couldn't tell you much about the boy apart from I do think he's an upgrade in my opinion, and I dare say it's Gav's opinion as well. He's upgrading Middleton. They're probably going to go. Jones is probably going to go. So, you need cover, Hawks here. And I think a club like Rangers never stands still. I think he's got contingency plans in for every player in their pitch, mate. If anybody goes, somebody will be into to either make the squad up. But I think he won't be bringing in people for, sake's sake. What he'll do is bring in to add quality Oxford, and I think that's why he's targeting the boy for the centre half of Bournemouth. I think Edmondson might be away, and that'll be a replacement for Edmondson, only it's an upgrade. He's a better player. So, who are we to question your gaffer, mate? As Blue Stars touched on earlier on, he's brought in unknowns to our club, and in his third season, he said it was a 4-year project. In his third season, Oxford, he's delivering the league. So, he's ahead for me.
Yeah. Anyway, young Jordan. Evening, Jordan.
Even panel values.
How we doing, mate? All right?
Hi, Jordan. You okay, bud?
Good stuff, guys. Yourself? Bridgeman, how are you?
Excellent, pal. Thanks. Excellent.
Good stuff.
Jordan, you'll be my camp mate. They're starting to jag the wrong way round. You should start it with the youngest stopper.
Aye.
What a shocker! What a shocker you are!
Aye. I don't really. I'm not for all that kind of nonsense, to be honest.
Right, what's on your mind, mate? What's on your mind?
Well, obviously the boys singing with Scott Wright. I've got an Aberdeen pal that lives in Edinburgh. I know it's not very common to have one of them, but I have. He was saying that he's potentially one of these guys, an unhidden talent in him. I've not seen much of the boy play before, but I mean, I hope he's not going to be another Greg Stewart. He's got a potential ability, but we just don't use him enough. But I think Gerard's a guy that will turn somebody like him into, absolutely class. I think he might win a Ryan Jack at the end of the day. I really hope.
That's a bold
If
statement.
he's even better than Ryan Jack. If he's even better. But I'll tell you something. With the gaffer we've got now with Stevie G, I've got every confidence he'll turn him into a fantastic player.
Well, there's sometimes you've got to watch. I mean, Stevie G couldn't turn Bridgeman and Portbear into football players, you know what I mean?
By the way, Portbear, don't you be biting down there, pal. You get into him.
Portbear, you've got a theory on this, haven't you?
Sorry, mate.
On the Stephen Wright signing and some of the others that's happening. You've got a theory on that.
I have. The rules stating for European football next year, you must have 8 homegrown players, and it goes towards your coefficiency points that you create a year when you're in your European competition, the Europa League and stuff, and Champions League next year. So what happens is we've got to get at least 4 into the squad on match days, and to say it's obviously, I think what they're doing is that's why they've looked at the boys for Bournemouth and the boys Scott Wright, because they're young, upcoming, homegrown talent, and then that basically what allows you to play in the Champions League and Europa League with your homegrown players, mate. I think that's what they're doing. I think they're just balancing the squad to make sure we're adhering to the rules in European football, mate. I think that's what it's about.
And try up the quality of the fringe players. Yeah?
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
You've tried some, they've not quite worked for you, so you try and bring others in, move them on and see if you can get some more rough diamonds, Mera Rebos.
Aye.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely, mate, definitely.
Mera Rebos and Ajarias, if that makes any sense to you. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
Yep.
All right, we've been joined by Alex Wishaw, one of the stars of Rangers Radio. How are we doing, Alex?
Good evening, Oxford, Bridgeman, Port Bear, and everybody else that's in the show. How are we doing,
Alex,
lad?
you okay, buddy? He's all right.
I'm doing fine, thank you. Yourselves?
Good, Alex. Cheers, mate.
Tip top, mate. Tip top.
Good stuff.
What's on your mind, brother?
Just talk about the performance.
Evening.
The performance against Ross County. That's what you call the real Rangers. On the front foot, you took the game to them. Absolutely fantastic performance. Basically with the full team as well. I thought the full team was outstanding. Couldn't really pick who was a better player or who it was, everyone. Top team performance. There's goals all over the team there as well, so here's hoping that's it now. Settle down a wee bit and get back to the way we can play football. And it was nice to see Ryan Jack coming back again. Because as you know, I've spoken about Ryan Jack for months now, how important he is to the Rangers team, and it was just proved there. Outstanding. He's getting well mentored, obviously with Stevie Gerrard and Gary Mack, and the guys went at another level. And I'm not the least bit surprised how good he could turn out to be.
Here, mate. I think you've hit something on the head. I mean, there was a lot of guys played really, really well, but it was an outstanding team performance, yeah?
Oh, definitely. That's what you like to see. Last couple of weeks, obviously, we've not started too well, and you've seen what had happened. But there you go, you came right out, right off the track, right on there. And everybody knew exactly how. Up front, Morelos, that first goal was unbelievable. For that wee guy, he got between the two central defenders and managed to header the ball back for Ryan Kemp. And that was a hard header as well. every one of the goals, credit as well. But the first class performance. I'm looking forward now to what you call it, go to Easter Road on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Albeit what you call it, the parts, it'll be quite difficult up there as well. It's not in great condition, so that maybe can stop us a wee bit for football, but we'll see how it goes.
All right. Obviously, people see goals differently, both Star, but if you accept it, the Morelos goal was, the Kent goal was good because of the move, and obviously Jack's goal got the headlines all over the country. Aribo scored a goal that might be a world day any other day, and it's the third best goal we scored on a day.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, the angle he took it at, no goalkeeper would have saved that, because he actually, even if the goalkeeper had stepped to narrow the angle, he actually bent the ball right round in a curve right into the tap. It was exceptional, and as you say, he's probably got a bit of discredit simply because of the Jack goal with the amount of passes towards it, you know. But oh no, if you look at all the goals, I mean, the way that he took it, absolutely beautiful.
Aye, I mean, I'm not saying that Kent's goal was better than Aribo, but some people might see it that because of the move, Darren. But hard to believe Aribo scores that goal and it's not spoke about the goal of the day. Darren?
Can you hear me? Aye.
Aye, we can hear you.
Can you repeat that question, mate? Sorry, I had you on hold
it's
there.
Hard to believe that Aribo scores that goal and we're not talking about his goal of the day, mate.
Well, if that doesn't get goal of the season, I don't know what will.
You know, well, think about it. The goals we've scored this year, it's unbelievable. Roof scored a couple of outstanding goals. The goal that Tav scored against Standard Liège.
Yeah.
It's just mental, absolutely mental. These are goals.
That was an outstanding goal for Aribo. You know, it was sort of the way the angle was. I was watching it. I thought it was going to go right out, but it didn't. It curled it right in. It was good to watch. You know.
He's also left 2 players for dead this year. I mean, he's took them 2 players on.
I like to be touched, mate. It's just, I know people are saying the boy gets sent off easy, but it was a lovely touch, mate, you know.
Aye, 100%, mate. And that's made it go exceptional. And then, as Blue Star said, to wrap your foot around it, you know, and bend it into that far corner. The keeper had no chance, mate. It was a cracking goal. But as you said, it's not the one that's getting spoken about.
No, unbelievable. Jordan?
I thought I liked the Big Highlanders goal for the second one. The way he done well to just pick that defender off. I thought he'd actually filled him initially, but I couldn't see because my team kept buffing, and then it was just a bang. I thought he'd right in the bottom left-hand corner. But I think his goal for me was just different class. I mean, if that's a Messi or a Ronaldo it's talking about all day, but I'm absolutely buzzing for Jack to come up and just get on the scene. Yeah, I go.
Yeah, I'll cut across you, Jordan. We've been joined by a caller. Evening, caller. How we doing?
I'm good, mate. Just here
what's your name,
talking
mate?
about Rangers phoning.
Aye, what's your name, mate?
Jason, mate.
Listen, Jason, you give us your number, we'll get the Rangers phone in to phone you. You've got your numbers mixed up, mate.
That's what I got.
No, mate, what's on your mind? This is Rangers Radio. What's on your mind, Jason?
Just talking about fucking Celtic. Sorry for swearing.
Oh, Jason will be back in a minute, I think. Got a bit excited.
Can I come in a wee minute, Ox, yeah?
Yes, mate.
I'd like to say and agree with the chap that mentioned Highlander's goal. That was a really good centre-half's goal. You know, these are great goals to get. Great headers. Open goal, if you follow what I mean. Make the space for yourself. Excuse me. I know that there was a bit of controversy as to whether he fouled the guy or not.
Boy just fell,
personally never touched him.
Boy just fell.
That's what I'm saying, never touched him. If a guy fell. But can I also say one more thing? The young lad who supposedly was on loan from Celtic that chased Ryan Kent, and if he had touched him, he'd probably broke his hips and legs. That was an absolute shocking.
Are you back? You're back, Jason, yeah?
Oh, my. So, what are you thinking about this year? You think we're winning the league? Mate, we're running away with this league.
Port Bear can take that, Port.
I've already said my opinion. The league's done, but I think we still need to take.
The league's finished, mate.
Aye, yep, I agree with you, mate. But I think we still need to keep. We need to keep one game at a time and just keep getting the results, mate. I think it's as
much as I want to say that, Kim, I do agree with you. Thinking about that, it's still got a few games to go, but mate, it's over and done, mate.
Well, there's
for me, I says to you yesterday, and you says aye. For me, Ox, see Wednesday's game away to Easter Road.
Hibs. Aye, but at Easter Road, it's a
hard game. We won that. We won that, Ox. Honestly, I'm telling you, without a shadow of a doubt, that's the league done. Because the other games we've got, we've done most of what have won.
2nd of January, I reckon.
Possibly, yeah, but you've still mathematically. It wouldn't matter who it was. If we take three points on Wednesday,
it takes us to what? March.
Yeah, but I mean, if we won on Wednesday, as Ox said yesterday, that's most of our hard games been fought. And for me, if we won on Wednesday night, that's it, done without a doubt.
Well, it came up 55's coming home.
Here,
mate.
Here, Jason. Here, mate.
Cracking back in, Ox.
Yeah, listen, Jason, nice to speak to you, mate, yeah?
Aye, no bother, mate, right? I'll speak to you later, guys.
All right, enjoy the show and enjoy the championship when it comes, mate, yeah?
They're enjoying themselves, Ox, dear.
Huh?
Boys are enjoying themselves.
Aye.
Fair play to them.
And you come, Darren?
I just want to get this point. It's all right, people saying obviously 55's coming home, right? But you need to, as I said, game at a time. You know, obviously if we win against Hibs, puts us in real driving seat. You know, but it's going up there and getting the 3 points back in because you know. I know at the weekend they get bet, 3-0, but they can put a game on against us, so it's going up there, getting the 3 points, no injuries, back down, and then just take every game as it comes. You know me, on Saturday, no talking about the game, just concentrating on the Hibs game. You went, let's talk about that Wednesday or Tuesday. Me jumping it, but I just go up there, get the 3 points, and come back.
Let's be really honest. I've spoke to Mrs. Bridge, and everybody's the same. He's been out there with a pencil. If we win here and they draw, and we win and they draw, and if they lose, if we draw, he's done all the permutations, and he's worked it out, and he's looked at it, and he's counted it down. But we just have to enjoy this moment and keep winning football games and keep enjoying it, Bridgeman.
Well, 100%.
The biggest game. The next game is always the biggest game, and particularly at stages like this, in the position that we're in. We can't afford to start in any way, shape or form to drop. We can't drop. The form's got to be up there, and we can't drop. We've got to find a way to keep the tempo of the game the way we want it. It allows us to play the way we want to play. If we allow the other team to play and force us to do something different, things can happen. But seriously, in my opinion, I was desperate for that game the other day there, and the great way we played, the great number of goals, and here what's happening. We're there. I can feel it. We're approaching the bus stop. We're approaching the bus. In fact, the train station. We're in the train station for the 55 Express.
Alex, we've got the Hummer booked for 6 different days.
What a brilliant feeling, isn't it? Some expectation. At the beginning of the season, we weren't thinking this. We knew it was going to be a challenge a bit for tat, but we're getting there over the horizon now. But I keep saying, I know maybe sound boring now, but it's a game at a time here to finally go over here. Because every game is going to be tighter. When you get nearer, what do you call it, the finishing line, low averages every time in sport, that's what happens. It gets a wee bit tighter. But we set the standard there against Ross County. That's the way you're expecting the team to play now. Get right through the season and hopefully go and get the league on as quick as possible and concentrate then on the Europa. Because I honestly believe we could go a right good run in that Europa. I don't see much. I know there's a few good teams in it, but Rangers are a right good team here.
No team will fancy Alec, won't they?
Sorry?
No team will fancy getting Rangers in the Europa League.
That's what I was going to say, Port.
Right, yeah.
They'll be sitting, they'll not be wanting to play Rangers our 2 legs. We've got some European record here. and I'm not going too forward because the league's a big one. We want to win the league.
Yeah.
But we just keep our foot on the pedal here and just take it a game at a time. We're going to go Easter Road here, and we know ourselves, no matter their result there at the weekend, they're up for it against us. I've just explained there about the state of the park. I seen about the park here a couple of days ago. And if we play football, we'll beat them. That's you through December, 9 games in December and in January. That's been some football we've played and come out with more or less maximum points. That's championship winning team. All the young boys out there, why they've ordered all the stuff for the party and all that, the flags, the pyrotechnics, the whole lot. Everybody. But see, I'm the old team. I'm the old team. Listen, mathematically, once we've won it, that's we've won this league. That's how I look at it. That's my DNA. That's me with Rangers, by the way, right?
Right, can I just say to the guys on the phone, we don't know who it is, but we're getting a lot of some conversation coming through. So when you're not speaking, can you go on mute? We don't know if it's somebody speaking or your telly's coming through. Yeah, carry on, Alec.
Basically that's what I'm saying, Ox. It's the league's a big one, and we're in a right good position now.
Yeah.
The points is just amalgamating up and that, and it's great. The goals is unbelievable when you check the goals as well. We're in a right good place now, but we hope we just keep it going. We've got a great management team there, background staff, the full lot. But get this team going the right way. All the players are beginning to have a bit of form again. Our guys come back off injury, so we're getting there the way we want to be. As I say, we've a lot of football to come now with this Europa as well, so we're in a right good position.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jordan, yep.
Aye. No, it was just a quick question. I seen in the Daily Record there, they were saying that apparently after the Kilmarnock game in mid-February, Rangers apparently have to wait 33 league games or something before they play again after that. Is there any clarification on that? I was just reading that right there.
It's due to the fact that there's maybe 2 day weekends potentially for Scottish Cup, mate. Yeah, and obviously we've got European ties in there. So we will be playing games. And you never know if something will be rearranged because obviously things just happened yesterday when you're due to play St Johnstone or due to play Livingston. And they're in the final that weekend, so their games have been moved, yeah? Mm-hmm. You know?
Has MD had this I don't know if you've done the team predictions or the team news for Wednesday night?
We've not even got to Wednesday yet, mate. We're still on yesterday. Yeah, Saturday, good. Yeah. I'm sure maybe after 10 o'clock, after we've a tune, we might turn our focus. What do you think, Port Bear?
Possibility, mate. Just on Rangers, one step at a time in here, or no? One step at a time.
Jordan, you've got to look. Listen, I'll be a wee bit advice. Don't peak too soon, son.
I know. It's just see bonus, boys. See bonus. It's just exciting. It's just exciting. I'm getting we're getting that close to the title now. It's just that excitement.
Listen to me. Don't peak too soon.
I know.
Jeff, I can back in.
There you go, Darren.
Right, see with the obviously the way you look at it with the league and that going obviously really well. You know, when we get the Europa League, you know what I mean, we play Thursday, Sunday. Do you think that's going to change Rangers in any way because we're trying to concentrate in the league and you know you don't want anything to take away from the league? Do you know what I mean? So hopefully Gerrard doesn't go and concentrate in the Europa.
I've got to be honest. I think we play Hibs. We play. I'll just look at the fixtures. I don't know them off by heart. I'm not as bad as Bridge. I've not got the fixtures off by heart. He's got a tattoo when I'm on. We play Hibs, then we were meant to play Cove Rangers next Wednesday. We're home to St Johnstone, then we're away to Hamilton. Then we play Kilmarnock. Before we've got 4 league games before we get to our European tie. 4 league games when you've only got 13 left is a big percentage of what we've got left. I don't think it'll affect us in Europe, but I think Alec made the point we can have a right good go at it.
Definitely.
Anyway, get yourselves on mute, gentlemen, because we're going to have a tune. A wee dance there, Bridge, a wee dance.
Never missed a skip, did he?
Oh, I've just made it back. I've just made it back, guys.
Tara Rabbit Burns. Tara Rabbit Burns.
Brilliant music.
Right, okay. Right. Here we go. Alec, this team, we talked about it. They've played some great football. People would say they've had a sticky patch. Look at the results. The results don't tell you that. But a good side,
Definitely. As you say, the sticky patch, it wasn't really because it set a bit of a standard. And we fell down a wee bit there, but we've come back. The record's all there, the stats is all there, the points, the goals. Unbelievable. And the goals are scoring. We're talking about the Joe Rebo goal there. You think of Joe Rebo. I'm a great admirer. So that's what you expected of him. His magic feet to go out there and do something like that. A season will think he'd play him up forward a wee bit after the midfield where he was playing kind of deep there. He's better outside the box there, where he can get the free roll. And the goal he scored is just a Joe Rebo goal. So you can expect that for that guy, the way he just drops his shoulder and takes the ball in. And if you keep the ball out in the left foot, he's definitely going to ping it into the corner. So all the teams playing really well, and they've got a right good bench as well. All chatting with a bit to come on. So things is looking really forward now for Rangers. And it's great to be a Rangers supporter.
Yeah. We've enjoyed the big
back in again.
We've enjoyed the Big Al, the Mr. Global Ambassador. We'll be right with you, Daz. How we doing, big man?
Hello, gentlemen. You just caught me. I was out there watering the plants.
You would have to do that over here.
Happy Australia Day, by the way. Happy Australia Day, 1788. Terra Australias. Can I speak to Bisto?
How we doing, mate? How we doing, big man?
How you do? Can you explain that homegrown talent thing to me again? I caught you were talking about it.
Right, we've got to have, you've basically, for European competitions, you've got to adhere to the competition rules. And what we're basically trying to do, you've got to have either homegrown, which that's players from Auchenhowie, or, British homegrown, it's classed as. So you've got to have 8 of them in your squad at 25. But sorry, 4 of them, it's got to be in your squad at 25, but you've got to have 8 in your team, if that makes sense.
Right.
So obviously, if you look at the young Scottish talent and you look at young British talent, they count towards the competition, mate. It's only for coefficient points. That's exactly what it's for. It gets my coefficient points up. The more's in my squad, the more points we get, mate.
So at the moment, I see the young boy Patterson, he signed a contract. We really only have one homegrown player that we can say is officially homegrown. That's came out of our academy, that's in the squad. It's got a likelihood in the future of being a player. The rest we have to buy. We have to go to Aberdeen to get a player that you've all mentioned that nobody knows about.
Yep, that's exactly what it is, mate. And
I find that, I'm not trying to put a dampener on it, but I find that quite a sad indictment because the past 3 or 4 years as well, we've been talking about players coming through that pathway. It doesn't seem to be working very well. If we're having to go to Aberdeen and buy one of their players.
But that's if that's the reason. We're putting 2 and 2 together.
Yeah. But even still, that guy's. We're having to go there and buy that. I would actually suggest you Middleton. I heard somebody say. I'm not saying he's a great player, but I'd actually suggest to you Middleton's probably got a better pedigree than the guy. He's scored in European football for Glasgow Rangers. He's I don't know why he hasn't progressed the way he's progressed, but it's a bit of a sad indictment. We have to go to Aberdeen and get a player that was out on loan at Dundee and different things like that. I know people will bring up Kamara, but I think homegrown players should be coming to our academy and there should be a bit more focus on that because there has been a lot of focus and chatter about it, but it just didn't seem to be producing. We're going down to Bournemouth, getting 2 players for Bournemouth. If reports have to be believed, the midfielder looks a no bad boy. The big black fella looks strong, robust. Again, that looks could be a good signing for us. But we still have to work on these players. What players will they bring in that they have got some sort of pedigree that can be first team players? Is the question I'd be asking.
Well, no, I think
for us moving forward.
We'll need to see people move before. I think there'll be people move.
Because there is a lot of dead wood, Docs. There's a lot of dead wood there.
That's what he's doing. He's improving the fringe.
He's upgrading.
But that's what I'm getting at. I didn't see the upgrade. I didn't see the upgrade. That's what I'm getting at. I didn't see the upgrade with this young boy, right? That's the thing. I just don't see the upgrade. I didn't see how we're upgrading. We're going and getting a player that's probably at the same level as a Middleton or a Jones. You're not telling me Jones isn't a better player than him. His attitude's rotten right enough. But as just a soccer player, I would suggest Jones is probably a better player than him as well. In regards to the deadwood, you've got your Michael Stewarts, you've got your Michael Stewarts, you've got Stuart Jones, Greg Stewart, you've got Stuart Jones, the big defender boy. He's not came to the country. We should have Katic back this season. If we're buying the midfielders, does that send out a message? Because Hollander, for me, should be our first. Does that send out a message that Balogun, the South African boy, they're surplus to requirements as well?
I think what it looks like to me, the boy Jack Simpson, and it's only my opinion, of course, right? The boy Jack Simpson will upgrade Edmondson. I think Edmondson might be the one maybe going on loan, or maybe Steven Gerrard's decided he's not. Do you
think we still require Balogun?
Well, he's only got, I think only for him another year, mate. I think only for him another year. I'll him 33. So it's an option to extend. That's right, obviously. So they might be looking at with one eye on him as well.
Yeah, and because look, don't get me wrong, the Balogun's done no bad when he's come in and things like that. But I do like that header at the weekend for Hollander. We got another few of them.
Commander
Hollander. A belter. Commander Hollander. That's a good one.
We've also been joined by Bob Gia. Evening, Bob Gia.
Hi folks, how you doing tonight? All right.
How you doing, Bob?
Top, mate.
Some good analysis tonight about past, present, and future. Eh? Yeah, the boys saying there, Disney can't give the boy rights an upgrade. You don't know. I mean, the laddie's not kicked a ball for us yet. He might come on, he might be brilliant. Then he can. You know, the idea is just they must see something in the laddie that they're wanting to sign him. And they must see something in the two boys.
By all accounts, Bob, he's not really kicked a ball for Aberdeen either. So that's my only worry. I'm not questioning it. I'm only just highlighting a point. I'm not saying that the manager's wrong on that, Bob. I'm just asking that question.
Have you heard the top of the programme? They were talking about how Gerard's never brought in any superstars. He's just brought in boys that he thought could do a job, and by God, they've done a job all right. So what makes us think that the boys might not fit into the system, you know, and it might just go onward merrily. That's what we're all hoping for. So we'll just have to wait. It's not every other player at any club. I mean, he comes in, it works out. It doesn't. You have to always taking a chance signing a player, I think. So here's hoping it's all going to work out for the best. So anyway, guys, sorry, Bob, is that you? Is that a fleeting visit tonight? No. No fleeting visit from me up. I think he's on all that. But I'm really happy we've got a midweek game this week. God, I was sitting twiddling my thumbs last Sunday night. I didn't know what to do with myself. I wish the hell the Gers are playing tonight. I'm not used to it. But we've got one this week, a tough tie at Easter Road, and we'll need to be up for it because they'll be up for it. Like you said, they were poor on Sunday against St Johnstone. I watched that game. And they're back for the two central defenders, Hanlon and what's the other guy, the wee paper hard man? Porteous. But we should be able to get, Alfie should be able to wrestle there too a bit all right. So I'm confident we'll get a result here on Wednesday night. Okay. And then we're off for 10 days, am I right in saying?
No, we play next Wednesday.
Against St Johnstone?
Aye, Brooks, yeah.
Oh, right. Right, carry on, Ox.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. At least I know my place. Thanks very much. We'll be joined by Darren. Darren wanted to come in, and you come, Darren.
This is the question for Bridgeman. Bridgeman, see when you said there was a line, one of the players came off with an injury, do you think that will affect them for Wednesday?
No, I thought when I saw Tavernier get taken off, I thought he maybe had a wee knock, you know. And no, I don't think it'll affect him for Wednesday. I think that's
Darren,
possible.
I think, have you got the telly on in the background?
No, mate, no.
Jordan, have you?
No.
Somebody has. We're getting the telly coming through on the show. Carry on, Bridge.
No, I was saying was that I think possibly Tav with a wee knock, and that's why he took him off early.
The
Just to get a wee rest, The
manager just said he was giving him a rest.
Yeah.
Is that the point you wanted to make, Darren?
That's it, for me, yeah.
That was the point, aye.
All right, okay. All right. Jordan, anything on your mind, mate? Since you get...
No. As I say, just take one game at a time.
Mate.
And then I think, the rest of... I'm not even concentrating over the other side of the city. I think it's just about what we do now. As long as we just keep winning, we'll get closer to 55.
All right, mate, bro.
More confident in the squad now. It just, every single game I get into, it just doesn't look like we're going to drop any points whatsoever. I mean, obviously last week taking your foot off the gas a bit against Wallow, but these things happen. You're not going to get it all season. But as I say, more than confident, just taking one game at a time. We can get this league up as soon as possible, and it'd be brilliant to finish it off earlier than an early league win. That'd be just absolutely tremendous.
All right, Big Al, I've got a question for you.
Yes.
Right. Obviously, you're away on the other side of the world, and you've been on here for a right good few years now, and we've had some bad teams, bad managers, bad results. All of a sudden, things are taking shape. How are people seeing us at the other side of the world?
People talk to me all the time. There's quite a lot of, for some reason, I don't know, but I never noticed it before, but the last 2 years there seem to be Liverpool fans springing up everywhere. Every young guy you talk to on site's a Liverpool fan. They talked to me about it. One other day there was looking at on some app he had, and he was talking about the goals, 7 against. That's unbelievable. Blah blah blah. There's Colombian guys, a lot of South Americans. They talk to me every time I walk by them on site. Every one of them shouts to me El Buffo, El Toro. They call me El Toro on site. The big
Right.
Q.
Is that because you talk bull?
Maybe aye. It's because I do that. It's because I do their times. It's because I do their times, man. So they get pride. Everybody's nice to me because they know I do all their times. So that's no. Look, it's mentioned, and if I go down to Sydney, I'll see the odd Rangers strip. But it's mentioned that a few weeks ago with the song, it was mentioned. It was on the TV here. So there's chatter about it. I wouldn't say we're the biggest club in the world.
No.
I know people, and I'm not being disrespectful when I say that, but we're quite a local club, if that makes sense. You've got your expats that support Rangers, that know Rangers, all the English guys, things like that. So, look, there's chatter about it. There's chat. More
than there's been before.
Certainly with this run, this league form, there has been. Prior to that, there was a lot of bad chatter, but we would construe as bad chat the financial problems and everything that went on behind. But that's all seems to be in the past now. So there is chat. You talk to people that like soccer, like football, they know Glasgow Rangers. Yeah, and I make sure when I talk to people, they know about the Chamber of Secrets and that. So aye. I actually had a chat with a guy the other day there about the Chamber of Secrets. His old tradesman was a Scottish guy. The guy lives down in the Blue Mountains, and he says I knew about the Chamber of Secrets 25 years ago. He was telling me So he's a Man City fan, the boy. So I know.
All right.
It's great to be a Rangers fan.
Yeah. All right.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, mate. On you go.
What shoe size are you?
That's a good question, mate.
Just a question.
8, 9.
9. Quality.
Depends what mate you're. 8.
You know what they say about big feet, eh?
Oh, I'm not getting
big socks.
Big socks, aye.
Never had any complaints. There we go. Port Bear, in the ad to Saturday's game, mate, before.
No, just that's the form at the very start of the season, mate, that got us to where we are now, in my opinion. But early season form, first 3 months, 4 months, up to November, we were outstanding, and I think all the damage was done in the first half of the season, mate, with Rangers. And it was great that for the fact the way they started the league, positive think when you're in back green, just get sorted out and march on, and then obviously through the November, December, January time, everybody thought you might see a wobble for Rangers. We stood up tall, mate, and we stood up, and we're going to get 55 titles because of it, definitely.
Okay, Stato.
Yes, mate.
Can I just ask one quick question? Stato, when will the title be in the bag mathematically? You're who worked that out.
Yeah.
What we're looking at.
He's no good.
I don't like down here. There was a boy on the other night. He sounded quite good.
It's not Big Steve, is it?
I'm another boy.
I'm hoping it's a Celtic game, mate. I want to be at Parkhead.
So approximately 2 months to wait.
I reckon so. That's what I want. That's just a personal thing, enough.
Okay. I'm going to get on everybody that's on the show, and I just want a couple of words for you. Who was your man of the match on Saturday? I'll start with you, Big Al.
Man of the match on Saturday. I don't know. It was an overall good team performance. I'll get to Helander because I liked that goal. It was aggressive. It was a good goal.
All right, okay.
I like him as a defender.
Alex?
As I said earlier, the full team played exceptionally well, but I thought Stevie Davis was outstanding before they took him off.
Yeah. Darren?
Again, the full team was outstanding, but I would say Davis stood out for me. He was outstanding for me.
All right, Jordan?
I said Ryan Kent. Took his goal well, gave him a boost, and I thought he played a lot better, a lot more hungrier, and a lot more kind of focused. So for me, it was Ryan Kent.
All right, Port Bear?
I'm going with Stephen Davis, mate. I think he was outstanding. Definitely. He just commands your midfield and everything comes through him, mate. Absolutely everything. Steve Davis.
All right, Bridgeman went for Kent. All right, we've been joined by Jim Paisley. Evening, Jim. Come on, Jim.
Ciao, yes. With some power, the gift of years to see yourself as others see it.
A bit of burns for Jim Bob, baby, all right, Jim?
Cultured.
A bit of burns, man. Listen, that's where Gaffer's carrying on now. He's being humble, and he's going to take a step back one day. We're going to be respectful to everybody in the country. If we won 55 this year, it's on its way. Oh, dear, I must admit, I think we're home free.
Here. There you go, Bridge. A bit of burns for you, Jim.
Absolutely. I said that earlier on tonight in the preamble to the bridge, view of the bridge, view from the bridge. Can I just say that I thought the man in the match, of course, was Kent, in my opinion, but closely followed, by the way, by Borna. I thought Borna had a superb game. By the way, and you said it yourself earlier, Oxia, there could easily have been 8 or 9 players named as man in the match. They had some great team play. Brilliant.
Were you happy, buddy, on Saturday, Jim?
Oh, listen, you actually know, if you watch along with me for the last, I've worked in the same place for about 18 years now, coming up, right? They had their day. They had their day. Now it's back to us again. So get up them while they're young.
You're a classy individual. Anyway, we've been joined by Gary Corby. How we doing, Gary?
Good, Ox. How we doing, all right?
All right, mate. What's on your mind, bro?
I heard you talk about the game, and I think it's put us back on track to put a form back and put a spring back in our step, ready to go into the home straight for the season.
Aye, well, obviously we're just ticking the games off. We're just ticking the games off, mate, and everybody's getting the pencil out and looking forward. If we win and they draw, and what happens, and when will they play their games in Holland, because it's the maths. We're only doing it, well, the maths, it's no maths, it's arithmetic. But we're doing it, and we're chopping them off, and we're getting there. And Saturday was a big game for us because we won really easily with a good team performance.
What I liked about it was, if you go back to before, I'm a big believer Jack's a massive part of why we play so well at the start of the season. He's an exceptional player who is often one of the types of players who's kind of unsung hero in a team. He does get the plaudits. I was saying this the other day, but he's the kind of the mortar that holds the team together. The gel that holds everything together, makes things tick. Protects the defence and launches the attack, and fills in the holes and the gaps, and protects space really well. I think that having him out, Steve Davis is an absolute phenomenal football player, and the fact that he's still doing it at the age of 36, speaks volumes. But he is 36, and for what he's managed to do whilst Jack's been out, is phenomenal, because we're still unbeaten, and he's kept that run going. But the fact that he isn't as efficient at doing it as what Jack maybe is, because Jack's a younger guy in the very same kind of mould, very similar players, is kind of shown in the overall team performances, and the fact that we couldn't rest Steve Davis as well, because we didn't have that mould of player to bring in, is shown as well. But the fact we've got Jack back now, and he's he was able to influence the game. Even just having him on the bench makes a big difference. Now, Steve Davis getting ready, getting up in the morning, getting his shower, putting his boots on in the changing room, he knows he's not going to have to put in a 90-minute shift. He will do, because he's a professional, obviously, but he knows he's only going to have to do an hour, because he knows that Jack's going to come on after 60 minutes. So he could put a wee bit more in for that 60 minutes, rather than having to be a bit more economical with his...
I think Stephen Davis can only play the way Stephen Davis does, mate.
Aye, no, but what I'm saying. Maybe it's subconscious as well, but
I don't think he ever plays with a handbrake on, mate.
Stephen Davis, Player of the Year.
Oh, phenomenal football player.
I think good point, and I'll go to Alec for a shot. Alec, the point that Gary's making, it's great to have Jack back, but what he does when he's on the side, along with Davis, he gives us that balance. He pushes guys like Joe Aribo further forward and balances our team out. And if you take Aribo out, you put Arfield there, or it's the interchange and the balance of the team that improves with Jack back.
Definitely. He's been a bad miss. He's seen it there, although we were winning games and that. He definitely some player, Ryan Jack. He's well quoted with Stevie Gerrard and Gary Mack. But you'll hear Andy Halliday talking how much would he call Stevie Gerrard thinks of Ryan Jack. But we're talking here about Stevie Davis. Stevie Davis is a different class for any of them. This guy's a top ultimate professional, and that's what we're all learning for. And Stevie Davis will play with Rangers as long as he wants to play with Rangers. He's the best midfield player we've got by a long shot.
Some brain, mate. Some brain. No, you, Stevie Davis.
Absolutely.
Jordan?
No, you.
It's amazing that the age he is, you know what I mean, Davis. I've always liked him, and I've gone to see Rangers when he even back in 2008 and all that. But for a guy at his age at 36, it's still pretty incredible. He's still going, do you know what I mean? Still controls that midfield. And as I say, I was actually excited to see Jack back on scoring and Saturday. But I think once we get Arfield back, pretty much complete. But when you get Arfield, I think the best pairing I've seen is when Jack and Davis are together. I think that controls the midfield. But then again, you've got Kamara, so we've got almost a complete midfield, in my opinion, anyway.
Darren?
How old is Ryan Jack?
Yeah, but 28, I think, mate. 28, something like that. I'll check it out for you, Alex.
So he's got another 8 years then.
And you come, Daz?
Aye, Stephen Davis is controls that midfield, obviously, for the age of him. And, you know what I mean? Obviously, when players are injured, you know, he is obviously 90 minutes, do you know what I mean? But when players come back to injury, obviously he's got, you know, Jack coming back, he's got 60 minutes to give, you know, and then obviously get him subbed, get him off, get him rested. But aye, Stephen Davis is a key player for us, obviously, going forward. Moving forward.
He's 28 up. He's 28.
Can I say something? If you remind me. And then.
Sounded like Graham Souness there. Can I say something?
Aye, there you go, mate.
Well, go on, say it, pal. Say it.
Come on, Jim. Don't have us all hanging.
I thought Bridgeman was cutting in there. I'm sorry.
No, I was saying
I don't know Bridgeman. I don't know
We were waiting in this nugget.
Oh, sorry. No, I think. I know. The guys are absolutely correct what they're saying there, because Stephen Davis has pulled us out of a hole. Actually, see when Ryan Jack was injured there. Stephen Davis pulled us out of a hole big time, and I'm glad Ryan Jack's back now. Maybe Stephen Davis can get a rest. Maybe we can leave him out a couple of games. You know, we got a big European game coming up in the middle of February. And we're playing every game is a hard game for us. So we're looking forward to getting the balls together at the same time. It'd be fantastic, wouldn't
it? Portbird, you played in that position in the engine room, mate. They're different. They're slightly different, Davis and Jack, but there is similarities.
Stop winding Portbird up.
He's 29. He's 29 next month. Ryan Jack, yeah, 29.
Yeah.
Ryan Jack.
29 next month.
Wow.
29 next month. I thought he was in my school 40. There you go, Bridge. Carry on, Portbird.
Yeah, but you're a Johnny Oak.
Brilliant, nevertheless. Brilliant.
You were nearly right, Jim.
Aye, no, they are. I can see where some people are saying there's similarities in their game. There is some similarities in their game and their style of play. But one thing Ryan Jack's not got that Steven Gerrard's got is game intelligence, the brain. It's that, you know, eye for a killer pass and that, you know, Stephen Davis, like boys are saying, has stepped up at a time where probably the most influential midfielder for the first half of the season was injured over the November, December, January time. So, and he's just coming back now, in my opinion, at the right time. We've hit good form, and you know we're getting guys back for injury. Roof's coming back for injury. Jack's coming back for injury. Two massively important players, in my opinion. Mate, our squad's getting so good. But I see where people get the similarities between Davis and Jack, but there's a difference in quality.
All right, we've been joined by a caller, Ian. Ian, how we doing, Ian?
I'm all right, big man. How you doing?
All right, mate. What's on your mind? First time caller?
Nah, I was on the other night there about the name fans.
All right, what's on your mind?
I just want to give my plaudits to the Hill Rangers team against Ross County, because that was an amazing display. 5 brilliant goals, especially the fourth one with Kent. And I think the lead up play to that is one of the best goals I've ever seen. And I just think that's just going to push us on for the rest of the season. They were just amazing. And everybody had their doubts after the Motherwell game that it was maybe going to be a flattener, but they soon showed them that they're there to fight, and they're going to fight right to the end. You know.
We're a good side, mate. We're a good side.
They're absolutely brilliant. Gerrard's got them going great. I mean, he's been leading. I don't know what I've been going. He's just lucky. I'm going, and I'm saying, wait a minute. He's took 2 years to put this team together to be perfect. He's got them perfect. He's getting them winning this league. Stopping your tenner. You know what I mean? They're not worth a fiver, never worth a bloody tenner. And I think as my wee Burns back would maybe be wee Sleek at Coor and Beastie might be Neil Lemon. You know what I mean? He's over yet.
Very subtle, Ian, very subtle.
Very, very, very solid. Can I get a shout out to a couple of people, please?
You carry on, mate.
TRFC, Dixie, Normus, CGM, Peaceful Warrior, Kim, Jazz Girl. They're all on this podcast. You never miss it.
Right.
I'm trying to remember who else.
All the guys that are on the YouTube chat, yeah?
Everybody that's on this that never misses it. Everybody. And thanks for listening, guys.
No, mate, listen, it's no your show, it's your show. It's the callers that make the show, mate.
Yeah. Here on that one. Here on that one.
We can ask your opinions on tomorrow night. What do you think?
Tomorrow night, well, Tuesday, we'll have a show, mate, and we'll get ready for Wednesday's game.
Well, fucking, I'm getting mixed up.
Steady now.
You mean Wednesday's game?
Can you bleep that bit
out? I never heard it. That was a bit of Burns. Right, Alex.
I'm going down the beach today, Ian. I'll lay a few burns.
Aye.
Alex Wishaw, we're starting to build up to Wednesday. Historically, Easter Road's a tough game for us, but if we play, we win, mate. Alex?
Aye.
And Gary?
Absolutely, Alex. It's so good.
I think the way they played against Ross County, if they keep it all guns blazing again, they'll just blow Hibs out the water.
Yeah,
I think that's the temperament we're in now.
Well said. Let Alex come in, Ian, and you go, Alex, and then Gary.
Go to agree with that. Go to agree. We come out the traps, we'll beat Hibs. So say we didn't get a bad result at the weekend there, but they'll work for it to play Rangers, but it's all down to how the Rangers play. So say the park might be a wee bit up and down the now, but I've no doubts we'll get the result. What's been overlooked with the team, I know, is that disciplinary record has been outstanding this year. Very far and few, would you call it, sending arse and bookings that we've had previous years and that. So you look into that as well. It's definitely, it's an overall performance in that for where we've came from at the moment. And I'm not really too bothered who he puts out, what players he puts out on Wednesday night. Definitely will be Hibs.
I think whatever the 11 he puts out will still win, because he's got 1 for 1 in each position as good as the other one. So bring it on.
Yeah.
Who's the referee? Who's the referee tomorrow night, guys?
Don't know.
Sorry, Wednesday night.
I don't know.
Kevin Clancy.
We don't sing that. Nobody sings that song. Who's the Mason in the Black anymore? Gary. Can you come, Gary?
How you spell? You did not spell Mason's well, PDA.
And you come, Gary.
I think if you listen to the pundits and that were talking in some of the podcasts and that, they were saying about, Race could have been a difficult game for us. Just because they're getting a new manager in, and on a wee bit of run of form, beating Aberdeen and that, and their tails been up. I don't think us beating them 5-0 was any sort of I don't think we fluked it. I thought we were exceptional. I thought that having these new players, not new players back, but the players coming back in, people know that they have to perform, or they'll lose their place in the starting 11. And that comes back into play as soon as our midfield's been very over the last 5-6 games. Going back to the start of December, has been very threadbare. They're absolute professionals. That's no in question. But they know their position in the starting 11 is no in question really, because there's nobody really to come in for them. Whereas now, as soon as you've got 5 or 6 available again in that midfield in the engine room, and likewise up top, with Roof coming back and that, you're going to increase your game marginally, subconsciously. You're going to do that. So I think going into the Easter Road game, I don't think there's any question that everybody's going to be up for it. Everybody's going to be bang on it in training. Everybody's going to be out to impress to get on that starting 11 team sheet, and I think I think that's only going to prepare us into the game. I don't think I don't see anything other than a Rangers win. But you'd say that about between now and the remaining 15 games, wouldn't you? Or 13 games. You don't see Rangers losing. I see us dropping points between now and the end of the season. I don't see us losing a game. I think there's a good chance we'll go undefeated, but there will be the odd draw. But I don't see that happening this weekend. No, after coming in after back here, really good, strong 5-0 win. I just think that what we are going to be too hot to handle for Hibs, who aren't in the best form myself.
Bridgeman, in you come, mate.
I think that are we going to speak a wee bit about Wednesday, or are you happy?
On you go, mate. On you go.
Right.
The boys
I was going to say that I wouldn't read too much into Hibs getting beat 3-0 at the weekend. I wouldn't read too much into that. It's this famous thing that happens to them as well. You just talked about it a minute ago. They'll be up for the Rangers game, and I would like to ask our people here on Rangers Radio, why would every team want to be up against the Rangers? Has anybody got any sensible idea why they want to go up against the Rangers?
Can I come in there, Hawks?
And you come, Bob Gerrard. Sorry, mate.
Aye. That's all right, boys. Aye, great discussion. Sitting here listening to the discussion. Absolutely brilliant. Bidsman, I made that point there, I think it was 8-9 days ago, about the genial attitude towards Rangers Football Club. And I'm not going to run on about a big political sermon about it, but it just tells me everybody notices this, that you hear up and down the country, all these different clubs, we're playing Rangers on Saturday, let's be up for it. I never hear them saying that about any other club. It only seems to be Rangers. They only seem to want to be really up for it, 200% against Rangers. I don't think I'm wrong in that accusation. And like you say, Hibs got humped 3-0 on Sunday for St Johnstone, who played very well, by the way. And they'll be up for this tomorrow night, but so will we. We'll be up for it tomorrow night. We're a quality side. And what I was impressed with on Saturday was the substitutions that we made. The bench that we had was fantastic. The boys that came on didn't weaken the team. And you could see what we were missing in Ryan Jack when he came on. Ryan Jack is a superb player. So if they think they're going to be up for this on Wednesday night, they're going to meet a Rangers team that is going to be up for it just as much, or if no more than them. And that's my point in it. And Ox, I'd like to thank you again for having me tonight again. Brilliant discussion. And enjoy the rest of your night, guys. It's dog time for me, and I'll see you all later. Eh?
You need Doug's train to go 10:05.
Eh?
You need Doug's train to go 10:05.
It's Doug time. It's Doug time. I love it, big boy.
Doug time, man.
It's Doug
Take
time.
care.
Take care, Bob.
Well said, Bob. See you later, mate.
What
a man.
Yeah. Is Bob Ger away?
Ah, he's away walking the dogs, mate.
I was going to say to him there, I think Hibernian wanted with the new Aberdeen.
Aye, maybe, mate, maybe. Darren, big game on Wednesday, hopefully 3 points. It's one of the ones. We won 1-0. It's another game chopped off.
Aye, again, it's got the Easter Road in it. It's just obviously have no fear in it. Just obviously Rangers will get the 3 points. As I say, would they change it? I'd just keep it the same. And as Gerrard says, one game at a time. Just another 3 points in the bag. Just bring it back game. Only one we kind of really no struggle, but Tony Macaroni, because they're in good form. The only second team in the league that's in form now is Livy. So, aye, just see what the panel's thoughts are on that.
And you come, Jordan, and then Big Al, if he's still with us. Big Al, sitting patiently enjoying the sun.
Hello there.
Right, Jordan, then you, big man, and you come, Jordan.
All right.
I've normally be a wee bit kind of nervous going to Easter Road, but just the way we're playing now, I don't have any fears at all. I'm never confident Rangers will win. And again, I'm expecting a good performance. And hopefully getting a run back up of goals, but I'm more than confident we'll get the 3 points, definitely.
Big Al.
It's just another fence to jump in this race, isn't it?
It's not that big a fence, is it?
No, and it shouldn't be, and it shouldn't be us. We're the echelons of Scottish football, aren't we? Even when we were in the doldrums, they still wanted to beat us, like Bob Jer was saying. So everybody wants to beat the best. We're obviously the best. No questions asked. We go there, do a professional job. I thought on Saturday as well, Ross County, their style of play allowed us, if like with the European games, it allowed us to play, but we still had to play. We still had to play, and I think that's a really good sign that we seen that and we attacked. Because I thought, see, the first 15 minutes, it was like watching Valencia 20 years ago. The speed of the team, the crispness, the passes. I thought was really, really good. So we go there on Wednesday. We come away with another 3 points. We're closer to the party day. Everything's gone well.
You're here. All right, Darren, you wanted to come in. You were keen to give your team. We'll have your thoughts, mate. And then we'll go to Port Bear with his thoughts.
Aye, so I just think it would be a comfortable win at Easter Road.
Team?
So,
give us your team.
Team just probably the same as Saturday. I'm going with the same as Saturday's team. Just
no place for Ryan Jack.
See, who do you bring it? Who do you swap? Who do you take out for Ryan Jack? You know what I mean?
That's how you get big money, Darren. Come on, you've got to make these big decisions.
I would take Stephen Davis off after 60 minutes and put Ryan Jack on. Give Ryan Jack a run, but I certainly wouldn't change it. Don't know what the panel thinks about that, but I wouldn't change it because it's
Port Bear.
I'm with Darren, mate. I wouldn't change it. I think we let Ryan Jack ease back into the team, get back fully rehabilitated for his injury. And if we go and play half as good as we played against Ross County, mate, we walk over Hibs. Absolutely easy. We have to show the same pace, power, passion, same high press. We just have to do it all the exact same. Oxford, a repeat of what we did against Ross County. And we keep that going to NDC. There's only one result happens, and that's 55 comes home, and we all party. And I see us beating Hibs comfortably. And Wednesday night, 3-0.
Oh, I'll take that. Bridgeman.
I think that's a fantastic prediction, by the way. I really do. That is just brilliant. I hope to goodness you're right. I'll always want to beat Hibs. There's something special about them. They've given us hard games throughout my time anyway. And, if we could beat them 3-0, please, I'll buy some of that right now. I'll buy it now. Fantastic. Great shout.
Right. Yeah. Alex, your thoughts on the team, mate?
It's quite difficult, isn't it? But I would probably, if I was making one change, I would bring Roof back. I would play him up front. Although Hadji's been exceptional, I would play Roof in there.
Do you think you'll play him without having any game time, mate?
I would play him.
Okay. Gary?
I think a couple of changes. I think with the speed that Hibs can have up front, I think Helander will be benched again. I think Balogun might come back in just with a bit of pace in case they try and play him behind us. Midfield, I wouldn't change too much in midfield because we've got that on the bench now where we can make changes, at the 60-minute mark and cover if there's any injuries or niggles during the game. As I said, we've not had. And up front, I certainly wouldn't change it. I wouldn't be taking Kent off after him getting his goal at the weekend. I'd be telling Kent to get a few of them and definitely play a wee bit more direct. Maybe he's got a wee spring in him still. Try and take somebody on. Something I wish I could talk to Brian Kent and say to him, just don't be. That's not up to me, obviously, but take players on. It's something you don't see in the game in general anymore, and certainly don't see it in Scotland. Like Tanner ball players, beating a player and taking them on. Being direct. I love that for wingers. And Hadji's he keeps his place for me at the moment, and send me Alfie. So that'd be my team.
All right, it's going to be interesting to see what the manager does, Port, after a convincing win. He usually surprises us, doesn't he?
It always does, mate. He always, we always say is the gaffer going to stick a twist, and more often than not a twist, doesn't he? And it's usually 4. 4's his magic number, usually when it was in Europe, especially in European games. But I think one thing we've shown next year is a bit of continuity, and over the last few months, probably the most difficult part of the league, in my opinion, November, December time into the year, January. I think that's what we've showed, great consistency and continuity in the squad, and I think that's going to carry us a long way. Our squad's getting stronger. I mean, you just look at the bit who come on Saturday, just look at come on off the bench, you're sitting going, geez, any team watching that would be pig sick, because you're bringing Ryan Jack on, Jermaine Defoe and Cedric Itten on, and you're not even dropping the quality in your squad next year. So it's a headache for the gaffer, but it's a good headache to have, mate.
Cracking back in next year.
Yeah, mate, on you go, mate.
It'll be a headache for popcorn teeth when we win the league at the piggery, let me tell you.
Well, I'm wondering if you'll still be there by then. I see that Benitez says no, and Lampard's new the favourite. I think that was really nice. It shows you how the football world is really close when Lampard get him. John Terry was already there, and so when Christine.
Lampard will not go to Selleck Park.
Darren, you need to listen. You're missing so many good jokes, mate. At least you got it, Port Bear.
I mean, no one finding funny in Oxford, but rather than he is, right. Eddie Howe, even he's got a backseater to it, and now they're saying Frank Lampard. All the banter years are definitely over there, aren't they? Jeez, oh.
Listen,
that must be 7 or 8 top managers standing in a queue waiting to join them over at the Pyrodome. Is that right? I mean, I can't believe that.
I think the Celtic fans are going to be overjoyed with their new manager when he's announced, and it's Jack Ross. I'm telling you now.
Oh, please.
So there you go.
Please.
They're going to have to try and sell that to them.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. What are they going to do? Anyway. Jack Ross just fell out with the BBC.
There's many a true word said in jest, mate.
Jack Ross just fell out with the BBC big style at the weekend. So that means that the Rangers have fell out with the BBC and Celtic.
Bridgeman, you've not done your conspiracy theories. He fell out with the BBC while sticking up for the Celtic manager.
Yeah, but what I mean is if he goes to Celtic, right, that means that Rangers and Celtic are a manager each, and oh my God, it's just becoming really fanciful. But please tell me they're going to get a decent manager, please. Lennon will sign it.
Whoops. Sorry, Bridge. Sorry, Bridge, come back in.
Oh.
When you come, Bridge.
Amen, don't you worry about that. Amen.
Enough about him.
Listen, can I ask a question? Well, maybe serious stuff there. Did you notice that chap, the Ross County player, gets let off by the SFA for the verbal abuse?
Rangers haven't even commented on it, so...
No, I'm just talking to us now.
Park it.
Yeah, 8 minutes before the end, mate, you were right.
Does he know about your jungle gym that job down anyway?
Enough.
I'm just meaning that it's strange.
Enough.
What? We're talking about Ross County.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he played on Saturday. No charges. You move on. Yeah. Rangers said there was nothing in it, didn't they?
Love it.
You should know you're innocent till proven guilty.
Absolutely, pal. What that's done is it's made our players look like liars. That's what that makes it.
Oh, but our players never said anything, did they? Made no complaint.
No, so no case to answer. So you just move on.
Case to answer. That's what they said. Because nothing for your players.
No, nothing to see here. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Right, some of the guys that's on the call, we spoke in the last 2 nights about Steven Gerrard, his tenure with the club, how we rated it, was very successful. Alex, quickly then, Big Al.
Oh, it's been unbelievable, isn't it? When he came in at the beginning, the 2-year, 3-year project is just coming to fruition now, but unbelievable. To have a manager like that, Dave King, unbelievable to manage to get this guy to come to the club. Fantastic. And he'll just get better. He'll just get better.
Big Al?
8.5 for me. He needs to win that 55 and then he goes to I don't know. He jettisons into the stratosphere.
Would it be fair to say you were a bit sceptical? Would that be fair?
Aye. Oh, definitely, aye.
Mm-hmm.
I thought we could have brought in a manager that could have given us instant success. Obviously, we never got told it was going to take 3 years. I'm just impatient in regards to that.
Mm-hmm.
I just want, because I don't believe it's such a difficult thing to win the Scottish League. But he's done more than that. If he gets this 55, which I'm sure he will, like Walter Smith said, he's brought back the things that I try to instill into my kids. A discipline, a politeness, like you're talking about the Ross County players. Rangers players never said nothing. Previously, we might have said stuff. You know what I mean? There's a real good dignity about our club, which has always been there, but was lost, and we've lost our way a bit. So, 8.5, get the 55, and I'll take him on a night out.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. Gary?
On that good advice.
Again.
I'm just going to go, guys, but thanks again for taking my call. They such a wonderful job, and I look forward to Wednesday myself, and all the best. Take care, Bisto.
Cheers, mate.
Stay safe, mate. Cheers, mate. Bye-bye.
Cheers, mate. Cheers.
On you go, Gary.
I said it the other night. When you look at a manager, managers are a bit like players in regards to what makes a good player, a great player, and a legendary player or whatever. And managers are very similar. I think you have to look at their tactical knowledge and their discipline and man management and their attitude and how they carry themselves and ability to be able to adapt and change and earn trust. Gerrard, for me, ticks all of them boxes, and there's no many managers out there who tick them boxes. I think, people say winning the Scottish League's not that hard. It is when you take out a squad that Gerrard did, and you're trying to catch a winning machine, which Celtic were made into under Rodgers. With that, and I don't want to big them up, but winning 12 trophies in a row kind of speaks volumes for what Rodgers built. It's gone now. Popcorn Thieves managed to tear down that machine. However, that's not on his own. Gerrard has went about his business quietly. He's kept dignity. He's built up trust. He's brought in players and developed them.
Out of 10, guys.
Oh, he's right up there for me. He's got, like your man there just said, he's got to win something.
Out of 10.
9. He's a 9. Yeah, definitely.
Well, Bridgeman, we've reached that time of the evening.
Oh no, don't say that. I'm still really enjoying myself. These are brilliant nights, by the way, Oxford. Well done to you, and of course the Techie Boys helping you. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, every single one of us, please, 2 sleeps and then back on again for the Rangers. Everybody keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers really need us, and so do they. Keep it going.
Here. Can I thank all the callers that come in? Too many to mention, which is a great compliment to the show. Port Bear and Bridgeman for taking time to go on the panel. Fox, an old school boy. Yes, Fox is alive, but the people have messaged me to see if he's all right. He's just taking a wee sit in the background. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night. We'll be joined by the one and only JFK. Take it away, old school boy.
We are the Rangers FC. We are the people, you better believe. We are together, we're doing the bouncy all over the world. We had our troubles, but now they are gone. They tried to kill us, but the bears we stood strong. We are together, doing the bouncy all over the world. Lucia by Bronx, for Lancer a dream. Follow, follow, and God save the Queen. You'll hear us singing, doing the bouncy all over the world. In Barcelona in 72, we beat the Russians, but 3-2. Still celebrating, doing the bouncy all over the world. Glasgow Rangers, we're back where we belong. Blue sea of Ibrox, and we're still going strong. We wear our colours, the red, white and blue. We wear them proudly like blue noses do. We are together, doing the bouncy all over the world. The pride of Scotland, but that's nothing new. The pride of Glasgow, and Glasgow is blue. We are together, doing the bouncy all over the world. To be a blue nose, it fills us with pride. We are united, we'll never divide. We are together, doing the bouncy all over the world. Doing the bouncy all over the world. Doing the bouncy all over the world.